Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I am Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, music, and
whatever the hell we feel like doing, guys. Like, we're kind of just winging it here. It could be movies, it could be music. To be honest, my frustrations recently want me to do video games, but I'm going to leave that to, to the public to decide. That's going to be sounding weird over our podcast anyway. We're winging it, guys. Let's go.
Okay. Hit us up on Twitter at Echo U Podcast and let us know what you guys think. Maybe you have some suggestions. We'll check them out. Or, if Michael's wrong again, then you can let him know as well.
About what?
Anyway, let's get right into this episode. So, I know we late, because I know this album's been out for a minute. But today, we're going to review the new album by Beyonce and Jay Z. Apparently, they're also known as the Carters, called Everything Is Love. Alright, I'm going to give this album... I'm going to give it an A. I actually genuinely... Nah, I'm lying. Maybe not an A. B+, B+, B+. Nah, I'm really thinking about it. There was a lot of good things in this album. There's also a lot of bad things in this album, to me. I feel like, lyrically, there was some shit slacking. I feel like most of this album was just for partying, which maybe... Or, like, just having fun, because the title, Everything Is Love, I think kind of speaks for that. I also found myself liking the songs more where Beyonce was saying most of it than with Jay Z. I thought Jay Z's like low key. I thought his wife was spitting harder than him on some of the tracks. But overall, I still say this is probably a good showing for an album. So definitely a B+ for me. What do you think of this? What do you think of the Carters?
I'm actually gonna drop another B+ on this as well. I was honestly hoping it was gonna be an A. But I feel like there's only so many standouts on this album. Only a 9-song album, so it's definitely still quality over quantity here, unlike some people. But
leave him alone.
There's still plenty to be loved here. I didn't really mind it. I think I probably will come back to revisit this album again, because it's one of the albums too that it does have that ability to play all the way through without like feeling like you want to skip over a certain song. Maybe there's one you like more than the other. But I think as a whole package, you're getting your money's worth for 9 songs, So it's not all that bad.
Okay. So what do you think my number one is?
Ape Shit.
No.
Oh, no.
It's Love Happy.
Okay.
Here's why. I like Beyonce singing. First of all, I like the topics about, love having ups and downs and shit not always easy. It takes work, which basically what this album kind of showcasing anyway, except maybe Ape Shit. It's like talking about having flaws, but they're perfect for each other. I thought that was pretty cool. The hip-hop in this is really great. I like Beyonce singing and rapping the most on this track. I just love the overall feel. I thought her and Jay Z sounded really good on it. And if it wasn't for this song, another song would be my number one. But yeah, I thought this was really good. What do you think of Love Happy, unless that's your number one?
Not my number one, but it is a pretty dope song. I did not mind it one bit. It's a good way to finish the album out. One thing I want to say, too, is that they did end up finding a lot of really dope beats to work with. One, particularly because, you got Beyonce, you got Bey, and then you got Jay. Both of whom are pretty notorious for having, pretty good beats on their songs and or albums. And I feel like, the collaboration all the way through the album kind of shows this off. But even more so for Love Happy, because it's kind of the lasting impression that it leaves on you. It's the last one on the album. It's a good little closer there. I think they both had a pretty even part as far as contribution to the song, too. So I was like, okay, I didn't really find one in... I know Shanique sometimes, leads towards Beyonce. But I feel like in this one, they cut it right down the middle as far as the quality goes.
That's part of the reason why I liked it. I thought it was very even, unlike some other tracks. Your number one... 713.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a good. Yes, that's my number one.
That was going to be my number one. So I was like, ugh. Okay, explain why that's your number one.
So this one was my number one because don't get me wrong, Jay. I feel like, he always going to sound like Jay. He's never going to be like a mistakable kind of voice or like mistakable kind of flow. But I feel like this one comes the closest to like old school Jay Z, and I think I said this for the last album we reviewed as well. And one of the songs he was featured on.
Oh, yeah. That was our last one that we did was Scorpion by Drake, and it was Talk Up.
And I was like, he sounds so old school. It's not even funny. Like he made, and to be honest, like this is one of the songs in this album where I actually will say that I enjoyed Jay's part more than Bey.
She felt like
I feel like just delivery and execution on everything on his part. I feel like it was something like, it was for him. Because don't get me wrong, everything here kind of says featuring Jay Z. I feel like this one was kind of the one where he had like a shining spot. This one was kind of him taking the primary role of sit back, babe, I'm gonna handle this. Let the big boys talk. He ain't no person to be saying all that. But
I'm about to say,
you know what I mean.
This is Queen B, right? But yeah, 713 for me. At first, I was like, I didn't like the way Beyonce came in at first. But once he got his verse in, and then she came in the same way, I was like, now it makes sense. I wouldn't have started with her coming in like that, because it was a little jarring. But his verse and everything, and I'm right. I agree with you that he carried the song. But he was supposed to. She really only came in, like, she had a verse, but she mostly supported him on the chorus.
Right.
So I'm completely fine with it. I like the little shout outs to Dr. Dre. I like the little Common thing where he's like, I never knew a love like this, which is an old Common song that actually made him famous. So I like that JayZ did that part. His bars were actually on point. Because one of my biggest complaints about this album, I don't think his bars were really good for this part. I think it was just like, I'm going to just take it easy on it. I don't think he put his all in it, but I thought this, at least on this track, I thought his bars were actually pretty good. And it's about holding his woman down and all the stuff, so I really enjoyed the message of the song. So yeah, 713 is a good track. Rewind back to the first one, Summer, which is basically Beyonce's song. Yeah, and Jay Z was like,
absolutely Beyonce's.
He's barely in this song.
You, right?
She sounded amazing. It's a very sweet song. She's in the first half alone. There's no Jay Z in the first half of the song. His verse was solid, but it could have been better, in my opinion. But I really loved how she sounded on this record. So yeah, Summer was a good opener for me. Even though it's... Actually, no, it kind of gives you the feel of the album. What do you think of Summer?
Now, outside of the two songs we talked about so far, I legitimately do feel... and this one, actually. I legitimately do feel like the rest of the album is kind of cut and dry as far as how equal they are with their contribution to the song. With maybe a one or two here leaning more towards Beyonce, because I feel like that's kind of what this was meant to be in the first place. It was just like, all right, guys, I can't leave my husband at home, so I'm going to bring him on tour with me, so he may as well be on a song here.
Dang. But he had 444.
I mean, yeah, but
she had lemonade.
Anyways, this one right here was absolutely Shanika's right. This one was supposed to be Beyonce's song, and she killed it.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, I liked it a lot. I had a good time with it. She was hitting all the notes. She was making sure that the first impression for the opening of her album was on point, and for damn sure it was. Because this sort of when you got the anticipation set up for a album by Beyonce, the first song has a high bar set for it, and I feel like this one met it. It's a smooth song all the way through. Jay's part, granted, he's not the primary performer on the song. He played his part. He didn't really need to try to be competition for his wife or anything like that. So he did pretty good.
I definitely agree. Next one, Ape Shit, which is their single off the album. It was such a switch from Summer. I'm in one move in Summer, and then they go, and then I'm like, okay, we making a party song with Quavo on the back, being the hype man.
Right.
And Beyonce rapping. This was Beyonce's song, too. Jay-Z, it was literally Beyonce featuring Jay-Z for this record. She carried most of the song. It gave me, a 7-Eleven feel for, how she was doing on the song. But it's a fun song, and I really did enjoy it. It's catchy as fuck, though. Yes, there is no lyrical content on this record at all.
Nope.
And it's basically saying, yo, we the shit. Have you ever seen a crowd going ape shit?
Uh-huh.
Those are not lyrics from the song. But, it's...
You get the idea.
It's fun. It's a fun record. And I see why they released it as a single. This is going to work for all the young heads. People, 12 to, 18 are going to love this song. And even the older people are going to love it. Depending on which version of Beyonce and Jay-Z you like. Depending. But overall, I had fun with it. I have no problem with Ape Shit. To me, it's one of the better songs on the album. At least if we're talking about party, this is one of the better ones for me. What do you think of Ape Shit?
Now, this is one of the records on the song album that was like probably the most upbeat, arguably.
Yeah.
And I think it was definitely meant to be one of the standouts due to the obvious marketing it's got behind its back right now. So it's going to be everywhere. It's kind of hard to not find this one as well. But yeah, it was definitely meant to be a club banger. I mean, Beyonce can definitely pull it off, and I think Jay can pull it off. I guess. I'm not saying
he was not needed on this track.
I mean,
yeah,
he wasn't needed, but
he was okay
I feel
on
like
it.
this sound like a Lemonade hit, like Lemonade had like it's decent upbeats, like aggressive kind of songs on it. This one fit perfectly right in there, and it's perfectly fine, to be honest. Like you hear the song, I mean, if it gets you hyped, it wasn't meant to be like a ballad or nothing like that. No like crazy center stage performance, with the spotlight waiting for the crowd to be wild. No, you're trying to get everybody up on their feet and jumping around, and start sweating and shit. Like it has that effect, and I feel like they accomplished that. Like it came across hard as shit. It hits you hard, and the album pretty much just started.
Yeah. Boss. Here's the thing. I love JayZ more than Beyonce on this because I thought she oversang on some parts. Like she was doing a lot of runs. I was like, "Look, girl, we know you could sing. Chill on the runs." Like I thought there was a lot of unnecessary runs on the track, especially on the chorus, which is why I didn't like the chorus. But the verses were fine. I have no problem with the verses. I just don't like the chorus on this. I don't think it's memorable. I don't think it's catchy. The verse, if the chorus was a little better, I would like the song more. But it's a cocky song. JayZ has lines where he's like, "They rather work for the man than work for me," and I'm like, all right, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. I thought. Another thing that I thought was weird, like everyone's saying they took shots at Kanye and Kim, but maybe I missed the shots because we listened to the album.
We had that effect on Pusha T's album as well, so maybe we did.
We just I guess if you don't have that thoughts in your mind, you probably are not gonna see that on this album.
You're going to it thinking just a song, so
yeah. But Boss, I thought was pretty solid, except the chorus. I don't like the chorus. What do you think of Boss?
I would actually say that the contrast between Beyonce singing and Jay-Z's rapping actually worked. Because it kind of showed like both of them in their natural element. Not like, in the previous song where Beyonce was like dropping bars. But like this one is pretty much just her hitting the notes and Jay-Z doing Jay-Z,
Yeah.
And I feel like, it's one of them things that it splits itself down the middle as far as defining who both the performers are. Because it's like, if you think you heard Beyonce, it's probably because she's hitting all these notes. If you hear one person rapping, it's probably because it's Jay-Z. Like, they just want you to know that, they're both the best at what they do. Now, the whole cocky thing, I guess it's alright. It's not as bad as Ego, because Ego was like...
It's too big. It's too wide.
Literally, as far as, like, feeling yourself goes, or, like, making someone else... I guess stroking someone else's ego goes, because technically, that's what she was singing about.
Yep.
Then that's pretty much where it goes. Which is kind of awkward, since Jay-Z wasn't on the album, but whatever. So, on the song, I mean. And they were definitely together at the time, and I was like, was it Kanye or Big Sean?
It was Kanye.
Oh, it was Kanye? Alright, never mind. I'm tripping. But yeah, as far as this song goes, it's fine. It's definitely not Ego, but it's listenable. Not exactly my favorite on the album, but I'm not gonna say it's bad either. It's just, there's other quality songs here where everything comes together a lot better than this one did.
Next one is Nice. Here's the thing. I like Pharrell on it. I don't know if he got credited, but I know his voice. I like Pharrell on this track. I like Beyonce went in. Like, this was her song, too.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's part, I didn't like his verse. I don't know what it was. Like, I could have lived without his verse. Did the song still go together? Yes, but it wasn't, like, his part wasn't my favorite part of the song. And, again, it's another cocky song. Basically saying, yo, I'm nice. That's basically the point of the track. But, overall, I like Beyonce. I like Pharrell's addition to it. I like the beat. JayZ, not my favorite. Not bad, just not really good either. What do you think of Nice?
I actually liked everybody on this one. Pharrell was pretty cool. It was actually a pretty nice surprise. I was like, oh, I didn't know this album had features like that. I thought it was going to be them too. But Pharrell came in, and I was like, oh, I'm okay with what I'm hearing right now, And Jay-Z's part came in too, and I'm okay with his part as well. Like, I feel like it's a good little split three-way street for this one as well. Cause I know for a lot of them, if it isn't split, it's most likely going to be for Beyonce, and I feel like the one that was for Jay-Z was like 713 obviously was like there was Jay-Z's song that was his shot at his shining moment on the album, but I feel like it was cool to see Pharrell though, like he contributed, it was a good place for him. Definitely the another cocky song. Like I said, not as cocky as Ego. But honestly, it was I actually, as far as like the whole Ego thing goes, it's better than Boss. Like as far as like the cockiness goes, I'm actually a lot better with this one than Boss is.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Nice is better.
Right. Like I don't know even know if it's because of Pharrell or it's because of the music altogether. I don't know. I just gravitate toward this one. Maybe it just has this kind of weird resonation.
Like if I had to pick like my least favorite song, it would probably be Boss. To be honest, yeah. I don't know. It didn't really click as much as the other ones for me. Next one, Friends, which this is basically having true friends. They talk about like sometimes we don't like our friends, but we make up anyway because we good like that. Like it's not a big deal when we fight. JayZ to me was the best part of the song. This was his song in my opinion. But Beyonce was really good as well. They mentioned Meek Mills. He talks about, I ride for people. That's why Meek's not in jail. And yada yada. I thought that was pretty cool. Beyonce was hella good on the chorus. I'm not a fan of her verse particularly. But everything was so good that I don't care that I didn't particularly like the verse that well. And the song grew up me. And it's basically just having true friends throughout life. And hey, sometimes you're going to have a fallout, and sometimes it's going to work out, and it's just the way it is. And they're actually talking about real topics, so I did like that. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm the shit, she the shit, we the Carters. Like, it wasn't one of those songs like most of this album is. But yeah, I definitely like Friends. What do you think of Friends?
I actually also think that was a cool little stare away from the what their direction that they were going before with lyrics. Because as far as lyrics go, this one actually like starts to jump into something. I think Everything to Love actually has some good spots in it too. But I feel like this one does a good catch up because like for the songs before this one, they kind of was like they were in different except for 713 as well. Now I'm nitpicking. But
you mean Nice and Boss? They're about cocky because
Nice Boston ape shit. Like as far as lyrics go. Like they were good, but like not necessarily like super substantial, talking about something relevant or something like that.
Yeah.
Like this is coming out of a place coming out of right out of their chest. Like this is a life experience thing going on. This is me talking about like relationship with my friends and all this stuff. Like it's an actual subject going on here, and they're getting in on that. And their performances on both ends were pretty good to me. I like Jay's and I like Bay's, so it worked out for me.
All right, number 7, Heard About Us. I don't know why Beyonce has a weird Caribbean accent in this song, but she does. And I know artists does that, and it throws me off sometimes. Like, when she did Baby Boy, she didn't have to do that. So I don't know why she felt the need to do it on this song. But to me, it was just decent. I thought it's still better than Boss, but it's not also like I wouldn't put it, if I had to name like my top 3, it would not be in there.
I have a 9 album song, so yeah.
I mean, yeah. It would be like number 8. If I had to pick, but definitely Heard About Us. I thought it had the most unique sound, I would say.
I agree. Just that sound intro came in with, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It had the most unique sound, but again, the accent just threw me off. I thought that was unnecessary. She could sing on that type of beat without an accent. What about you?
Now, only the intro and the outro really like go in on the reggae aspect of it, because like they did, and it was a very good intro. There's like even like a Jamaican guy talking about some stuff on it too. And as far as that goes, I was pretty pleased. I kind of wanted the whole thing to go through like that, kind of the way I don't mean to like compare it to what's the girl name? Bodak Yellow.
Cardi B.
Cardi B. In the one song where she did I Like It Like That. And
yeah, I was like, she stuck to her culture.
The whole like Latino vibe was like all the way through it, and I was like, yo, this got some heat to it. And JayZ and Beyonce, they've rocked some reggae beats before and done it like successfully. And I was like, sure, this can definitely work. It's not the first time it's been done in hip hop or it's either pop or whatever Beyonce feel like doing, because like they can pretty much handle whatever the fuck they feel like handling. They've been in the game long enough. But they said they're only for the intro and outro. Now Beyonce's accent, I mean, it's a little iffy, but it didn't take me out of the song. It's noticeable, and you're like, oh, she's doing that thing. Right, I guess that's what we're doing here today. But like, it didn't take me out of the song or anything like that. It's still a pretty good listen for real. So yeah, that's completely fine by me.
You know who does reggae mixed with hip hop and R&B the best? Rihanna.
Oh yeah. Well, considering she's Caribbean too, but not necessarily reggae. But she's from what, Trinity or something like that. She's
Bahamian.
Okay.
And that's what you call people from Barbados.
Bajan.
Bajan is Bajan.
I think I'm not sure.
I'm thinking you're right because Bahamian's Bahamas, right?
Geography isn't a strong suit, guys.
No, but isn't it? Like,
I legitimately don't know. You have to like find that out on your own time.
But I think she's
tweet us.
Exactly. But I think she's from Barbados because she said it before in her song. But she does that really well. It'd be weird if she didn't, especially since she has an accent and she started off with that. If she came in like a different way, then I'd be like, make sure that you don't know that's not your thing. But like I said, the accent was a little weird for me. I didn't think she needed it because she's used a beat like that and never had to use it and it sound good. But you know, she tried to be different. It's okay. Everything's love.
All right.
Last song we're gonna talk about is Black Effect, and JayZ talks about the title controversy. It actually sounds like a real hip hop song.
I agree.
This is basically Jay-Z's song too. He dominates the shit out of this track. And he goes in on it. And I thought it sounded really well. It's definitely different from Heard About Us, which I felt was more on Beyonce's side. Then Jay-Z took over, and then oddly enough, Love Happy was equal. So kind of good transition. What do you think of Black Effect?
Black Effect was pretty cool. I mean, this was honestly my contender for #1 as well. I made like a split decision towards the end of the album too, like which one was I really feeling more. And to be honest, I can go back and forth between Black Effect and 713. And yeah, Jay-Z pretty much took over the song, and it's like, you know, the next most hip hop song on the album that wasn't like a banger as like Ape Shit. But it was pretty dope all the way through. It was definitely hip hop. You felt like Jay-Z was back in his element. Like, you know, I feel like they had like a talk about like, all right, Jay, you got 2 spots in this album that you can just, you know, have your way with, and he took advantage of it, you know. And he sounded good for the most part. I liked it all the way through. So it was a dope song for me.
All right. My recommendation is that this album is worth buying. I'm gonna recommend that you buy it. I think it's actually worth it. I can't say the same for that Drake album, but this album to me is worth buying. It's 9 songs, but I think you get a lot of quality and quantity at the same time. So definitely buy it. What do you think?
I think it's a cool album. I mean, I can't. You guys, listen, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really buy albums like that. But to be honest, like, it's a good album by the two. I'm just gonna narrow it down like this. It's a dope album by the both of them. It comes in like a really good spot too. Where
would you stream it? How about that?
How about I just say it's a good album? I stream everything, so I can't really say that. But here's my thing, guys. Like, considering the fact that there's a couple of albums that came out just recently that between like, you know, 7 and 9 songs now, there's a lot of good picks between them, and a lot of them are, you know, good albums that can go all the way through consistently without having like a bad song hit you. Like, my previous picks for all the ones that Kanye's been on or produced has been for at least one of my favorite pick has been Nas. I think we mentioned that on another podcast as well.
Yep.
I feel like Nas is my best one. This one's going to be one of them contenders too, because it's only 2 more songs in the 4 that came out with 7 songs on it. But it's a dope 9 though. You know, like, you can definitely tell that these guys, like, you know, they're all both in their element, but combining it themselves on like one, you know, collabed album all the way through. It's generally still bass, but you know.
You know what it feels like? It feels like Jay-Z produced a Beyonce album.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like something she would produce with her normal team.
Mm-hmm.
But if he produced her album, this is exactly what it would sound like.
Right.
And also trying to mix in some new school stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And not be like lame with it. So, good job. I think we both said what we had to say on this. So hit us up on Twitter at EchoU Podcast. You can also find us on any social media sites. And if you listen to us on your phone, you can find us on any app, all under Echo Underground Podcast. And we will see you guys next episode. Bye.
See ya.